Hey, it's Claire, your intuitive reader. Am I reading your story? Let's find out. So this is a reading about the full moon in Sagittarius. Look at the bigger picture. And then I also drew the focus card, number 24. And we're in June. So that's 2 and 4 equals 6. It's interesting. We've had a lot of 3, 6, 9, 6, 3, 9, 6, 6, 9, 6, 9, 9. There's a lot of those numbers this month, and it's important. So with the full moon in Sagittarius, what's coming up is, let's see, where is our notebook? Geez, just knocked something down. So let's see. Yeah, so that might be a message here with the full moon coming in. It's going to illuminate something. Oh, hey, Gizmo. Hi. That's Gizmo. Hello, Gizmo. Are you tired? So with the full moon in Sagittarius, let's see what it says. That will be on June 11th. So if you're seeing this after that, that's okay. This might still be relevant. It's relevant for whenever you see it. The full moon is just the beginning of it. You'll feel it before and after. So June 11th, which is the full moon in Sagittarius, travel, learning, and new ideas coming in. Yeah, so I think what's going to happen is there's going to be a lot of scattered energy because there's so much ideas coming in. There's like wanting to travel, there's wanting to explore, learn things and stuff like that, right? So we have this bow and arrow. So it's talking about focusing. It's focusing on everything that's coming in because a lot of information's coming in, a lot of, and Sagittarius is a fire sign, but with this arrow, with this bow and arrow, I'm getting a lot of air sign energy, air sign sort of feeling of it coming in, a lot of information, a lot of learning, a lot of ideas. Even though it's Sagittarius, it's this illumination of bringing the fire into your life. So imagine this this arrow has a flame, and I'm dropping stuff all over the place. So if we don't zoom out and focus on the bigger picture, in order to focus, in order to hit the mark, we may have things fall through the cracks. Things might become a little disorganized. So that's kind of like the shadow aspect of what's coming in. The great aspect is a lot of ideas, and like I was saying, travel and exploration, learning. So if you want to be going places, if you want to travel, maybe you're planning a vacation, but if you can't even get to a location that you want to travel to, learning about it, learning information about somewhere you want to go might be key to getting a light bulb moment. So I'm going to read what this says from the book. This is Moonology Oracle cards. It's a great deck. I love it very much. It's got great cards, and then it has all of that on the back of it, all the phases of the moon cycle. And this is about cycles. So full moon is coming in, and so a lot of old deja vu energy is coming in. A lot of stuff, like people will come back into your life. It might not be the same person, but it's going to feel like deja vu. You're going to be like, wait, I thought I already dealt with this. And this is the universe going, okay, yes, we gave you this years and years ago. We may have given you this cycle over and over. And at each point, when the time came to act upon it, you weren't ready. And so it's bringing it back in. We're in 2025. We're in year 9. Next year it starts all over again. So this is the end of a cycle. This is the end of a huge thing. I mean, think about it. We're a quarter of a century into this century. And so we're having a lot of returns to cycles, return to situations we may have put on the back shelf or on a up in a bookshelf, up just off to the side, and now this has to come back in so that we can move forward. So let's see what it says. Look at the bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius. Are you thinking too much about the details of your dilemma? fretting over minutia can be counterproductive, or perhaps you're being all talk and no action. This card is a reminder that while it's good to think things through, sometimes you need to step back and look at the bigger picture. What do you do when what do you then see about your current situation? What's the most positive thought you can have about it? Maybe we've been like looking back at our lives and being like, this happened to me and this happened to me. And then so this situation's coming up and reminding us of past trauma. But it's not a time to fret about what happened in the past. It's a time to look at it from a bigger perspective, from a stepping back and looking at all the pieces together, forming the puzzle of your life, looking at them individually, being too into the minutia. We're not seeing the bigger picture, the entire picture. It just looks like, a whole bunch of pieces. And instead, when you pull back, you see that they all fit together. So let's see what else it says. Now is the time to count your blessings, even if you don't yet have exactly what you want. This card is also a reminder that we often have to take a few risks to go with uncertainty on this journey called life. Try to keep an open mind about what's for the best. The universe could surprise you. So, yeah, even if you can't get out of town for some big thing, even if your dream is to go to, like Australia or with the koalas, or Egypt, or, I live in California. A lot of people want to come here. Even if you can't do that, take a little mini break. Take a little mini adventure. Make everything an adventure. Go for a drive. If you don't have a car, get on a train, get on a bus, go somewhere, go on a walk. But just do something that's going to bring that adventure into your life. We don't have to always, if we can't do something big, it doesn't mean that we should do nothing at all. So this situation may have come around because you have been distracted, and that's where this comes in. Focus. Yes, I mean, by having all these pieces, by having things return, it can be a huge distraction. And it's the universe going, hey, are you set to hit the bullseye? Because, we've set you up here, and here is this like big target now. It's not just that little sliver of the moon or this eclipse, but we're actually giving you a full moon. You should be able to hit this target because you've gotten all the pieces. Now you just need to focus. So be confident without being overconfident to win the day. Have you shown that you care? If not, now is the time. Yeah, I mean, we think people know how we feel about them, but unless we actually say the words, unless we actually take the time to really focus in on what we find valuable about those people in our lives, they will feel like we don't care about them. So really focus in. This could be just an interpersonal thing. When was the last time you did that for yourself? Does your inner child know how you feel about them? I mean, they hear you insult yourself, saying negative things, say that you don't deserve this or that, and that is internalized. Just like if you were saying it to an external child, that your internal child hears everything. Think about parents fighting. Think about the insecurity, the sense of feeling small. But when we say that stuff to ourselves, when we continuously perpetuate that, which we probably learned from when we were younger or from society, we're actually perpetuating that cycle, and we need to pull out and focus on self-care, self-love, and that will transmute into the world. Okay. Find a balance between speaking your mind and saying too much. I've been getting this over and over again. I keep giving this technique. Count to 5. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But do it internally, and while you're doing it, only say the numbers. Your mind might try to go to other places, but if you're actively saying the numbers in your head, You don't have to do this because people might think you're weird, and it'll be obvious it's not for other people. And I just saw 1001 on the timer. So this inverse, and then I just saw 1010. So this inverse of numbers, this balance, like keeping things in balance. So if you have nothing nice to say nothing at all. I think we need to get back to basics. Like, remember, nobody ever said anything, didn't say anything and regretted it. But you may regret something you say. You may not even realize how much you might regret it. That just came out as a little warning. So I think there's going to be some stuff that comes up with this full moon. It's going to illuminate knowledge. It's going to illuminate some things in your life that have been unjust and unfair. And now they're kind of focusing in on that, the totality of what's gone on. So keep your presence, keep your temperance energy, keep that yourself grounded in this time. Because Sagittarius is a fire sign, you can get reactionary. So making sure you're staying very grounded, staying, use that wise mind. The teaching, the full moon, here, let's pull it up again. The full moon in Sagittarius is a time when we are reminded that life is an adventure and there's a big, wide world to see beyond our backyard. It's about having fun and being prepared to sail into the uncharted territory. It's about big ideas versus the details. No matter when you draw the card, it encourages you to look at the bigger picture. Hey Gizmo, you leaving? And I just dropped all the cards on the floor for that deck, so I'm not going to go with that deck. I was originally going to, but like I said, it kept falling on the ground. So we're going to move on to some clarification on what is coming. I just want to see what comes out of this. So these are the Akashic records. A little indigestion. Clear that air. Clear as there's something bubbling on. Maybe when I get that, because I don't get that a lot. I'm not. It seems to happen during readings, which is very weird. But to me, this is like swallowing anger down and then it bubbling to the surface, because it's like one of those things, no matter if you try to just keep gulping down air and your words, your fuel, your fire, it will eventually bubble up and it will come forward. So instead of pushing it down, trying to hold it within yourself, really speak up. So that's the card I got, and I didn't even know. I just picked this up to show you the back, and it says speak up. So clearly to me what's going on is like with my own physical symptoms, I'm a medical intuitive. I can't diagnose you because I'm not a doctor, but that's one of the things that I specialize in. I've been doing it since I was a little kid. I would touch people or be around their energy, be around them, and I would tell them what they were having issues with, whether it was psychological or physical. So, like I said, I go to a doctor if you're having any problems with indigestion or heartburn or just some kind of I can't pronounce the word right now, issues, because there could be something physical, but a lot of our body keeps track, keeps the score of what's going on with us psychologically and energetically. So speak up. What are you not saying that's eating you up inside? You can't keep this in forever. It's time to let it out so you can move on and be happy. And you can do that in a very positive way. Like I was saying, make sure you count to 5. Then whatever you are saying is going to be from a wiser place, a wise mind place. Maybe you need to the count of 10, whatever you need. Maybe you need 30 seconds. Maybe you need to tell someone, I'll talk to you in 30 minutes or tomorrow. But whatever you're doing, making sure that you are actually speaking up, but you're doing it in a place where you're not going to actually cause yourself more harm or others around you. So let's see what else. Trust in yourself and stuck in lack. So what I see from these is like, this is the kind of feeling you're actually having. You're like this, oh, I don't feel like I have enough. You're in this kind of position because you're not speaking out. So I see you moving forward when you speak up. You know, there's a lot of discourse going on right now, at least where I live in the United States. I also live in California. There is a lot of trying to silence people for speaking up. And people are getting angry. It's causing them to feel in a state where they can't ever move forward, because even when they're just trying to use their voice or use their rights of protest and their rights of freedom of speech, of being able to, you know, assemble and give their voice to their feelings of what is harming them, they're being quieted, they're being pushed down, and they're actually losing a lot of their rights, their resources by speaking out. So it's like a prohibition on the truth, on transparency. So stuck in lack, you have all the resources you need to carry you through, whether it's financial, emotional, or physical limitations that you think you have. It's only ego-based fears taking over. Rein them in and don't give up. Yes, speak out. Like, don't keep yourself in the sense of lack. Yes, things may be hard when you speak up. You may have consequences because, I mean, think about all the people that have spoken up. There have been great consequences. A lot of them are not with us anymore because they kept speaking up. But you will eventually not be able to live with yourself if you also don't speak up. So taking that few seconds to really hone in on how you want to speak up, and when you do, focus, like we keep talking about with the full moon in Sagittarius. Speak up, learn, you know, pay attention, and then remember that anything you're feeling in lack, any of these doubts and stuff is based on your ego. If you remove yourself from your ego, even for 5 seconds, even for 10 seconds, 30 seconds, you start seeing it from a greater perspective. And then trust in yourself. Exactly. You've got this. Exactly. I always say that to you guys. You've got this. You've got that. And I think this is very clear about what this full moon in Sagittarius is about, is you got this. Like, you've been through the different seasons. We're about to go into summer, and which is like when everything is warm and fertile, and that lion Leo energy is going to be coming forth. We're moving through Cancer after Gemini, and Cancer is about emotions, family, you know, just that the bedrock of who we are, and Gemini is about the air. It's thinking, it's the duality, it's the both sides of the coin. We want to speak out, but we're stuck in this lack mentality. So how can we relegate those two parts of ourselves, and then bringing it in to the Leo season, to that fire, that Lion's Gate, that movement. I mean, since 888, which was last year, August 8th, 2024, which adds up to 8, we have been going through massive amounts of changes. We have had to go through the fires of purity. We've had to go through the fires of alchemy and come out stronger. We are doing it, and I'm so proud of you guys. So trust in yourself. Yes, you've got this. You've worked hard to get this far, and you have the ability to create the things you desire. Learning to trust in yourself and your abilities will take you to your highest timeline. Exactly. The timeline is opening up. I mean, this is incredible. I have never been this excited about a full moon, but I really feel that this is going to be revolutionary. We may literally be headed to a revolution. Okay, I'm going to get a few cards to clarify and see just a really quick one. Okay, Hierophant. Okay, Hierophant. Clarify the Hierophant. 3 of Cups. Okay, I'm liking this. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see. Just one card, please, because we're just doing a quick one. Okay, no. It's not want to give me a third card. Come on. Okay. Okay, that's awesome. So what you guys got is the Hierophant, the Three of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune. So we're moving away from this very stuck way of being. I'm seeing the Hierophant right here as like structure. We have to, if someone's in authority, then we just automatically give them respect. That is something that should be earned. We need to remember that. Like, we do not owe anyone in authority respect or adherence to their beliefs and the way they do things if they have not earned it. Just because someone is given or steals a title or a position does not mean we should ever follow them along their path unless we want to end up in that situation and be around that people. Just because someone, I mean, think about how many countries have been taken over and then a lead, a head of that country takes over and says now that everything is this way. It doesn't mean that we should automatically follow that. I just saw 21 on the timer. It does not mean that we should follow that. So you guys are moving away from that. Just because someone's in the authority position, how'd they get there? What are their viewpoints? What are their, we're moving away from just supporting titles and positions and actually looking at the person in the title with the title and in that position. We're no longer just blindly following the Hierophant here. The higher authority is of God, is of the divine. It is not of a human being or a political party or anything like that. We're moving away from that. And, you know, and if you don't fit into a social group, I mean, I see this kind of as a celebration, but also like, maybe it's, let's see. When I first picked these up, when I first saw them, I was like, okay, you know, I think part of the problem here is it's very strange because that we're inviting, like being around people that are not in resonance with us is a huge, big problem here. Because we're moving away from this idea that we have to adhere to something that does not suit our personal morals. Just because we were raised with a certain belief structure, or that I'm a this and you're a that. I'm like talking about political or ideological things. Those labels are not relevant anymore. Are we going to continue to celebrate and be in these groups just because it's the way that we've been raised or the way we've always been? Where you guys are moving out of that, and that's changing everything with the Wheel of Fortune. That's shifting things. That's moving from this very things have to be this way. And, you know, like here, let's be very literal here with the card, that snakes are bad, that angels are good, and that so religion and spirituality. We've had this idea in our world that if it's a religion, established religion, that it's good, and that if it's just spiritual or like what I do and stuff like that, it's bad. These are not based on us thinking about what actually goes into each of these things. Because if we look at organized religion or governments or stuff that are established and are saying that this is the way it is, if we look at what they're actually doing, it's not in alignment with us. But then we look at something on the more esoteric or offbeat situations, and that actually is in alignment. So instead of just being like, okay, I'm you know, a part of this religion, what are you? What is really in resonance and in alignment with you? Because that's going to matter more than anything. You need to speak up and trust in yourself. You need to focus on the bigger picture. So with the full moon in Sagittarius, that's what I got. And I think it's going to be incredible. It's going to be full of lots of adventures, lots of changes. You just got to remember that you got to take that few seconds, think about what you really want to say. I mean, why waste your breath? you know, trying to speak to someone who's never going to listen to you. Speak to the people that are. Be in resonance, be in community with people that are actually going to resonate with you. I see a lot of changes. I keep getting October. So from now until October, there's going to be a great deal of change. You know, we're going to go through multiple seasons, and that's going to be exciting. So enjoy. The summer is coming, and it's going to be great. It's like with anything, preparation, an ounce of preparation is worth a pound of, no, yeah, something like that, than like doing it later. So prepare yourself, focus, look at the bigger picture. You've got this. I'm really proud of you guys. I love you so much. And if you could, like, subscribe, comment, share, turn on that little notification, put koalas, I just spit everywhere, put koalas in the comments, koala emojis, and most importantly, come back. I love you guys so much. And I'll see you soon. Bye.